Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Out of the Darkness. I am Q. So, we know that the mainstream media has been very slanted in the way that they present information when the right does things versus when the left does things. I brought to you an example of the capital city or the Capitol attack over the weekend, in which a Nation of Islam member um, did some damage and also killed a police officer on duty. As a result, the mainstream media immediately attacked Trump supporters and then turned around and um, well, it came out that the gentleman was neither a white supremacist, if anything, a black supremacist, and he was never exposed for being who he is. But we see this two-tiered, this two-tiered fake outrage system, and it's sparked by the media. But in addition to that, over the weekend we saw a protest at the Georgia Capitol, in which BLM showed up armed with weapons of war, with AR-15s, with SOCOMs, with different assault weapons. And I hate that word. I don't understand how you can attribute a specific action to an inanimate object, but I digress. So it frustrates me that that wasn't reported. You know good and well, had that been a group of MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters, it would have been reported and not in a kind way. Now, I'm going to say this, and it might tick some of you guys off. I don't care. BLM has the right to keep and bear arms as long as they are doing it responsibly. Then I believe they have the right to keep and bear arms. I believe they have the right to protest as long as it is simply protest and it is peaceful. The riots we saw last summer were not acceptable and therefore should be um, punished. The rioters and the looters, that should be punished. Those types of actions do not have a place in America. So those types of things I argue against. Now, those people who have reached out to me and said, they need to be jailed, they should not be. No, absolutely not. The Second Amendment does not apply only to conservatives. It applies to everyone. I am not ever going to push for the government to come in and to punish people for keeping and bearing arms. As long as those people attained those firearms legally, then they should be able to carry those firearms. Now, at the same time, I also want the media to report these things. I want the media to be equally outraged at the actions of BLM as they are with conservatives when we do such things. You remember how much conservatives were slaughtered, um, verbally slaughtered on the mainstream media when they showed up to the Capitol building in Michigan with AR-15s and other firearms. Once again, I do not in any way condone violence of any kind, unwarranted violence of any kind. But at the same time, I must say that this is something that needs to be covered on a fair basis. Okay. Now, I also wanted to touch on something, guys. BLM is not our enemy. Okay. BLM is a symptom of globalism. BLM is a symptom of an unfree press. BLM is a symptom of us being inundated with fake news. We need to remember and keep our eye on the prize. Antifa is not the enemy. They are a symptom of the enemy. This great reset that we are experiencing, that we are dealing with as a nation, we're not wrestling with individuals. That is what the media wants us to do. They want us divided based on sexual orientation. They want us divided based on class, rich versus poor. They want us divided based on race, white versus black. But now they want us divided further from Asians versus non-Asians. But really it comes down to Asians versus whites, right? That stop Asian hate. I don't condone hate of any people group for the purpose of hatred. Now, what I do condone is the dismantlement of elitism. Any elites that are attempting to create laws and rules for others and not abide by those same laws and rules for themselves, when they exempt themselves from those things and they attempt to cripple small businesses, they attempt to cripple anyone who could possibly challenge them, when they attempt to cripple alternative media sources that are going to reveal the truth or even a counter argument to what it is that they are saying, when they attempt to censor, I have major issues with that. But we need to stay focused. We need to continue to fight together, not against each other. We must remember that globalism is the true enemy. Now, does BLM allow themselves to be used by the globalists? Absolutely. Do they allow themselves to be used by the LGBTQ plus community? BLM? Yes. BLM was a program that was set up, or a movement that was set up by the LGBTQ community as a means by which to infiltrate the black community and push trans and LGBTQ agendas. The black community was very much against these types of movements. They were very much against those lifestyles. So they needed to find a way to infiltrate the black community, and they've done so masterfully. And so now you have people wearing BLM hats. You have people wearing BLM shirts saying Black Lives Matter, which they do. Black Lives Matter, absolutely. Black lives absolutely matter. I don't know who in their right mind would say, no, they don't. Black lives don't matter. Come on, man. Who is out there really saying that black lives don't matter, that Hispanic lives don't matter, that white lives don't matter? Who is truly out there pushing that stupid narrative? No one. No one. And those people who are, they're such outliers. Who really gives a rip? If you're that stupid that you believe that certain people groups don't matter because of the level of or lack of melanin within their skin, then you're stupid, and why should we even give any credence to the words coming out of their mouth or what they are saying? Those people are such a minority, they don't deserve our time and or attention. But what we must remain vigilant about on the right or the conservative movement is that we have to do what is best for America. We must do what is best for our country and for our freedoms. And it is a waste of time to allow the left to continue to divide us and conquer us. Because if we would find ways to include others, the message has to be, absolutely, you're right. Black lives matter. All lives matter. Life matters. You can cut the black out of it. You can cut the Asian out of it, the Jewish out of it. It's not individual groups of people that matter. Life matters. And that includes unborn children. Life in general matters. And it is not until we embrace the idea that all people matter. Gay lives matter. Trans lives matter. God created us equally, and at the end of the day, you know the thing. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. And it is so important that we do not lose sight of the fact that we are fighting a spiritual war. Yes, but we are not wrestling against our fellow Americans. We are wrestling against a globalist agenda, a program that is set up to divide us further and get us to fight against each other while they rob us blind of not only our freedoms, but our wealth as well. This is a globalist agenda that is backed by China and backed by the UN. This is what they are pushing for, and they are doing it masterfully. So I would challenge you guys. It's not the Democrat people or the voters that we are fighting against. And it is going to be so important for us moving forward that we include those people, that we have conversations with those people, that we have pleasant and civil conversations with those people, and get them to focus that if we do not unite, we've done a fantastic job of uniting on the conservative side. We've done a fantastic job of bringing 80 to 100 million people together in the United States, and we are all speaking out in one voice, and we're seeing results in places like Georgia, places like Arizona, places like New Hampshire, places like Nevada, places like Montana and Wisconsin. We're seeing results, the results clearly of the 80 to 100 million of us that have united our voices. But that's not enough. We must include all Americans in this movement. Because if we continue to allow them to divide us, we will lose everything that we have fought for. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. Yes, we're talking about the Great Reset, but as much as the Great Reset is already in play, and as many of you defeatists that are out there that want to just roll over and accept the fact that we have a Great Reset and the Great Reset is already among us, we know that. We know that plan has been put in motion. We need to push for a Great Awakening, and that Great Awakening is equally powerful. Equally. And if we continue to do our job and not only pray for the healing and the salvation of our nation, but we continue to spread that message and we continue to love on people even if they don't agree with us, we will save America. But let me know what you guys think about this. I got this story originally, I got thinking about this because Charles Barkley, the outspoken NBA player, said on live TV, he said, we have to stop allowing the politicians, both left and right, we have to stop allowing these elitists to divide us. We have to. Because if we don't, we will suffer and continue to suffer the consequences. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys agree with this. If you guys don't, I love hearing both sides of the comments because at the end of the day, I don't believe in censorship. I believe everybody's voice needs to be heard. But make sure you comment below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a fantastic day.